Hey everybody, I'm Sean Hale with Nonprofit CFOs, and I have the very good fortune to get to interview one of my favorite clients today, Gabriela Kane Guardia of Latinitas. She's been the executive director over there for a year or two now, if we count the interim period. And they are an organization that is really kicking butt. If you want to see an organization that does awesome social media, check out their Facebook and their LinkedIn because I think it would make most nonprofits envious and/or give them really great inspiration for how they can do really good social media themselves. So she and I were talking the other day, and I learned that they had invited and created a position for a intern, an administrative intern, which is kind of unusual in the nonprofit world. And now that intern is wrapping up their stay with them, and I checked in, and it's gone really well. And I wanted to learn a little bit more and share it with folks so that more nonprofits can make use of this really awesome hack for getting great administrative work done and also helping people early in their careers to get exposure to nonprofits and hopefully find their career path within nonprofits. So, Gabby, thank you so much for making time to share with us today.
Happy to be here with you, Sean. Thank you for the invite.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So to get us started, could you just give us a sense of like how did this all get started? What was the intern doing for you? And yeah, is this something that you would do again?
Absolutely. So we were really needing some support to help our operations manager get caught up in a lot of administrative tasks. And we opened up an admin intern position on a platform called Handshake. We use this platform to find university students. They're often seeking um, part-time roles or internship that will give them class credit. So we were really fortunate to find a public admin major who is needing an intern credit to and really wanted experience and learning what does it take to run the back end of a nonprofit organization. And we were so grateful that it was a really great match with this public admin major. We had them go off on a few projects. We gave them the option to pursue working on our grants database, working on our equipment inventory, and working on our archive catalog. And so these were a few projects that were presented to the intern. And, of course, we wanted to make sure it was in line with what the intern was interested in learning too. And truly, they ran with these projects and in a way that was super critical to our organization in making us really have strong digitized archives, updating our equipment inventory and our database, and helping us debug and make sure that our grants database was really clean and clear. So in general, it was from the beginning, it was a really, really strong support for us to have this position open.
Excellent. So would it be fair to say this is something that you'll probably do again sometime?
Absolutely. We wish we could keep this intern longer, but we would definitely have this role again going forward. It was a great experience. One, being able to share with the intern how their work impacts the organization, and that they did notice that, at the culmination of their internship, they realized, wow, I'm really making a difference. And they realized how their administrative tasks also supports the organization's impact on the community. So it was really nice to see that though perhaps these seemed like mundane tasks, that they were able to see how that impacted our ability to focus our efforts on serving the community, focus on our programs, knowing that the house, is clean and in check. So I would definitely recommend having an admin intern again.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I imagine you learned some lessons along the way. Is there anything that you would definitely make sure that you were going to do it again the next time? And is there anything that you learned that's like, no, let's be sure to not do that again?
Absolutely. So we really were grateful that this worked as a hybrid position. And so we think we would do that again. There was about equal time in office and remote. And that allowed for the intern to be able to see other people, get to know the team, get a sense of place in the organization, but also have the flexibility to work from home to advance on projects. I think the one thing that we could improve on in that hybrid model would be perhaps allocating some more interface in person, um, knowing that a lot of these these tasks include a lot of communication with the operations manager, and that way they'd have a quicker correspondence. If they could resolve things faster in person in the office. Other things that we learned along the way is perhaps to have more regular check-ins. We were very fortunate that this intern in particular was very much a self-starter and managed themselves pretty well. But I think there's opportunity to give them a little more support and perhaps more mentorships, touch points, and check-ins throughout the process to really make sure we're maximizing that they're learning throughout the experience. And I think the last thing we also learned is that we didn't anticipate the supplies that perhaps would be needed for the intern to execute all of their projects. So perhaps creating a budget and a list of supplies ahead of time so that they can go ahead and fulfill some of these different office projects.
Cool. If we can hit rewind really quick, I know you may continue to evolve and learn on this, but if you had to say now, like what the ideal kind of check-in cadence might be, what's your thoughts so far on that?
I definitely think there's opportunity for at least once a week, if not every other week, to check in with the intern depending on their availability. There's so many things that happen in a very fast pace when you're working in database and archives. And so a lot of opportunity to check in with the intern on a more regular basis, see how is this project going? How can we support you? And are there any changes we need to make this a better process throughout the way?
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, what else should a nonprofit know if they check out this video and like this is awesome, we got to give it a try? What else would you want a colleague to know before they jump in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would recommend organizations keep in mind that you try to work on defining tasks for the intern as in a collaborative way as much as possible. You want to make sure that they feel like they are learning things that are going to help them for their career, knowing that they may not stick around that organization forever, right? So making sure you're providing opportunities also for them to see other aspects of the organization, inviting them to programming or inviting them to development engagements or other events where they get a sense of the community that they're serving also. So some out of office time, I think I would really make sure other organizations encourage the admin to see the work that the organization is doing firsthand.
Wonderful. I love it. Well, Gabby, thank you so much for making time to share all that for folks. I really appreciate it. And I know it's going to do some other nonprofits some good to get that extra support and help that person who's beginning their career to really get a taste for the good they can do in a nonprofit. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sean.